Welcome to the safe space where we share our knowledge and opinions so that we can grow and broaden our perspectives. Come with me on this journey of self-growth and exploration of becoming who we are truly meant to be. Our stories may not be the same, but our voices and actions are the true meaning. So while we have a chance, let's talk about what's next. Hi guys, welcome to What's Next Conversations with me, your host Shelby Williams. Glad to be here again, and I hope you guys, tuned in to the, previous episode that we had, which was, getting involved into, the whole dating scene and the impact on, social media has had on women's standards. So I hope you tune into that, and that, kind of really was what the previous episode was about. So I hope you, enjoyed that. And if you have, good thing that you have stayed with the podcast. And I thank you all, for whoever has supported me, going through this journey and just, sticking together. So to be honest, we can really go ahead and get into today's episode because I don't have any type of recap, what's been going on. I've just been going, through life, school, just, the normal things. I did actually go see, what is it called? Spider-Verse? Yeah. I went to go see that with my friends. It was very fun, to be honest. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna, do too much of a spoiler, but it was so good. I'm not gonna do my rating, but it was good. The ending got me. So I think we already made plans really to go next year when the new one comes out. So it was that much of a cliffhanger that you have to go see, the next one that comes out. But if you haven't watched it, I really think you should, go watch the first one. And then the second one is pretty good. To be honest, I like the second one better than, no, I like the first one better than the second one. The second one, it wasn't, what I thought it was gonna be, but it was still good. I would go see it again, to be honest. The, beginning of it was kind of very, slow and not as exciting as I thought it was gonna be. But when you get to the middle and to the end, it was chef's kiss. That's what it was. Yeah. But I'm just gonna give my rating anyway. I feel like the beginning of it, to be honest, was an 8. I guess 7.5, 8. But once you get to the middle to the end, it was a good 9.5. Almost a 10, to be honest, but it was good. Then I went today, actually, the day I'm recording this, to go see The Little Mermaid, which at the end, it had me in tears a little bit, to be honest, but it was so good. I enjoyed it. To be honest, I really enjoy the live action ones. I think they did a live action Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Mulan, Aladdin, I know there's one I'm missing. And Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. I think there's one more that I'm missing, but I think those are all the ones. Mulan, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty. Did I say Beauty and the Beast already? Yeah, Beauty and the Beast. And then the other one I said before. I'm forgetful. But I think those, to be honest, I like more of the live action Cinderella. So I think that one is my favorite one of the live actions. I feel like that one. And then, I think that one, the Beauty and the Beast, then Sleeping Beauty. And then I would say, I haven't seen the live action Mulan, but just by seeing the trailers, I would put that one ahead of Aladdin, to be honest, just by seeing the trailer. But I am going to, go, I have Disney Plus, so I'm going to go ahead and watch, to be honest, all of the live action ones. Because I kind of want to see all of them again. I haven't seen, obviously, the Mulan one. I think it's been a minute since I've seen Aladdin, the live action one. but I do like the live action, like just Disney princess movies. Cause I feel like I wouldn't put them over the original ones, but it's just good to have like live action, princess movies. So I feel like I like those too. I mean, yeah, yeah, I would say that. But to be honest, let's go ahead and get into the episode. So today's episode is gonna be the importance of, self-love and self-care. So I feel like really during COVID, like the beginning of COVID, like good 2019, I feel like beginning, kind of like during, and like still into this day, self-love and self-care have, been like the forefront of what people have been getting into, especially just because it's very important, and we had the time, and we had the time to, take care of ourselves and get more into like a routine, because most of us, like, either like lost our jobs, or most of us went into like working remote, or just being a student, even going to online, but really, or no, I think just going into, sorry, I'm gonna mute my phone because I forgot, and really just into going into that. But it's very important just to remember, to take time to have self-love and self-care. Obviously, self-love does take time. It's not always as easy, but that's like the first point I'm gonna get into, because I have 2 points: self-love and self-care. So self-love, I feel like my journey just has been like, it's been difficult in some ways, just by me developing my style, because I feel like I am like plus size, so just finding different things that I feel good in, and that fit me and how I want to fit, my body type, and just I don't know, like recently I have been getting more into like my style, and just buying more shoes and stuff, because I'm like 5'2", so like even like with me being short and plus size, like some things may be like too long for me. I think like because I got like a pair of sweatpants or something, and like too long and just look too baggy. I just didn't, it just didn't even feel right. So even like when those days happen, and just those moments, I just realized that like, even though like I might not, like I don't see it in myself, I don't feel good in it, that doesn't mean that necessarily, sometimes you might just be thinking too much about it, and like too deeply about it. Sometimes I think too much deeply about things, but to be honest, even those like minor things, turn into major things, and just really taking the time to, just for me like to have like a nice wardrobe. And to be honest, really I've been getting into Old Navy. Like I love their plus size selection and how things fit on you, especially like I've been getting into more dresses, like wearing shorts because it's getting hot in Texas. So that's kind of what I've been really getting into. But just knowing that it doesn't come easy. Some days might be harder than others, but just just stick through it, because at the end, like you'll love like the journey that you've been through, and just you see other people doing it, and it inspires you to have a different perspective, which that's really what this podcast is. Just making sure that we have open views on bringing in different perspectives. So I feel like that's really what it comes down to, just having a different perspective. And sometimes hearing from other people, because we may not see it ourselves, but knowing that somebody else sees it, it kind of makes us feel better. Personally, it does make me feel better, but then sometimes I'm like, in my eyes, it doesn't seem as like good as it may seem to you. So I don't know. I just even now, like I kind of have to balance like like, oh, like, you look so good today, when I might be feeling crappy. Or just not crappy, but just not feeling as like 110%. You know, it might just be like a good, like 85% of how I'm feeling. Just taking the time to, just, what am I trying to say? Just acknowledging how other people may see you is something, as a step that going through self-love, it takes time, to see how other people see you. You don't always have to see yourself that way, but just don't let others dictate, what and how you love yourself. Especially like at the beginning of the journey, it's very hard to not hear what other people are saying about you and how they feel about you, and just even like it's not about, it's not fully about, like how you look, like your skin tone, like your body type, how much like you weigh. It's very hard to not see how other people, their reactions, like when you're wearing certain things, or just making you feel like doubtful about starting the journey at all. Or just some days, like I said, might be harder than others. But just don't let other people dictate how you feel, like why, like you love yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's like, that's not how you feel, like what you're thinking. So at that point, it's just like you letting people live in your mind rent free. Like it's just, at that point you just need to. It takes time, but eventually you'll get through it. Like you'll see like other people's opinions. It really doesn't matter, because I've gone through that situation with, at some point I won't say that I don't value other people's opinions, but I just stopped, caring at some point, especially when it gets to the point to like where it's negative all the time, especially like when friendships and stuff. But just know, like, it's not that, like, basically the haters, and it could be two different ways. It's just like they want to be like you, and they're just afraid that they'll never get there because like you're there already. And it's like, why are they there when, I've been pushing them through and pulling them through, and like I'm not even there. So like at that point they just start making negative comments and stuff. You just have to take that out and just push it to the side, to be honest, because it doesn't really matter what they think about you. Because it's just them, when other people see you where they want to be, they start to hate on you or just be negative, and just cut the people out of your life, to be honest. Even if it does get better in that season, you just need to cut them off. Like, I'm telling, just cut them off. I'm sorry. Like, that's just the end of that. And it's hard to cut people off sometimes, but when it becomes way too negative, and where it's just like giving you self-doubt about yourself and how, you should feel about yourself, and you just feel disgusted in your own skin, it's time to cut those people out. And even if you need to listen, and hear somebody else's side on like what you may be going through, I think sometimes it really helps, just hearing other people's stories and like how they do things. Sometimes what other people might do may not work for you. So like I said in a different episode, just watch who you take advice from on different things. But your journey is your journey. So whenever you're ready to start it. Don't start it because somebody else wants you to. That's the worst thing you can do for yourself, because on that time, like on that point, you're on somebody else's timeline and not your own. Because you might rush through it, and at the end you look back and like, what did I do? Why did I do this? Like, why did I let them, run my life and how they wanted to on their timeline? So that's the worst thing you can do for yourself, is being on somebody else's timeline for your life and how you want to live your life. Even that's with, relationships, family. Even in your mind, you may feel like that's, what you think you should be doing, but just changing your mindset is really what it goes down to. Just changing your mindset and, seeing the best out of things sometimes, even though it might feel like you can't. It's just, it's hard, but at the end of the day, it does get better. So just don't look how today is. Look in the future, like look for tomorrow, like the next couple of days. Know that it's gonna get better down the road, and don't just look at how today is, because today can be better. The next day after that might be worse, but it gets better, and just having the switch of a mindset can really impact and affect how your journey of self-love is, and self-discovery, and just finding who you are, and within learning how to love yourself, because that is very important, to learn how to love yourself, and be embody who you want to be and become, but also at the same time learn to love who you are right now. You can always, not saying that you can't dream big and want to grow and get better, but also love the person who you are today, tomorrow, and the next day after that. Because if you don't love yourself right now, how can you become better and change the mindset and just how you see yourself completely, fully, halfly, and just become the person who you see who you can be. And sometimes even seeing who, other people can see you. See how you become. Just take the time, just to know that time is not gonna go by fast. It might go by slow, and that's completely okay. As long as you're on your time frame, it may take months, it may take years, but just knowing that every day can get better, and just knowing that keep that mindset of every day can get better, and learning to love yourself is the best thing you can do for you, because at the end of the day, you cannot be giving yourself to somebody else and giving all your energy to somebody else if you can't even do that for yourself. So first and foremost, before you give anything to anybody else, you have to be giving it to yourself. Because at that point, you're just giving your half of yourself to someone instead of, being 100% or 110%. You'd rather you be fully knowing and embody who you are, and just loving yourself and knowing, I am worth it, I am the prize, and just embody the self-love and looking in the mirror every single day and saying, I look good today. I am beautiful. I just love how my eyes shine. Or I love the way this fits on my body. Or just, I love how I'm living myself. And I love the person that I've become, and now I'm able to, give myself to someone else. Whether it's a friend, your family, or in a relationship. Just before you can go give yourself to somebody else, you have to be giving it to yourself. And just really valuing your time and making sure that you're good. You're okay, and you know what you need to do every single day to continue to grow and progress. So just take time. Don't be in a rush, and make sure that you're giving, what you need to give and what you need to do to become the person who you are, but also within that, love who you are today. So that's really it for the self-love. I've been talking for a minute, but I think that's really it for self-love. You can grow, do so many things with that. So just, it takes time. Even when you get to the peak and height of your journey, just know that the destination can go on for miles, for years. No matter how long you've been through this journey, it will still continue to grow because we are all growing as human beings, and it never stops. It never, can be the same. It always may change and grow for the better, or sometimes you might think it may change for the worse, but in your eyes it's the worst, but it might be the better for you during that time in your life. So I think we can really go on now to self-care. So really self-care is a part of self-love. It's more than just about, taking care of your body, making sure like you're hydrated, you're getting in like your meals, and just it also goes into the mental aspect and really just, the small things. Just even, getting your nails done could be a form of self-care. Reading your favorite book while drinking a coffee or drinking a tea, sitting in your bed, relaxing. Even for me, sometimes it's just, having my little, like a little drink on the side, just like a little lemonade, or one of my little shakers that I have. Just sitting down and, watching anime, maybe taking notes for my podcast, or just looking on Pinterest or watching anime. That's, to be honest, for me, it's a form of self-care. Just taking that time to, relax and just, be in that space to where you're not constantly thinking of different things, and just, obviously time does not stop for anyone, but just take the time, to, do the little small things. But it can also really go into, the big things and the big side of it, like just, making sure that like you have a mental day, even going to therapy. To be honest, for me, like I've been thinking like everybody needs therapy. It's not just for people who have maybe like mental health problems, or just, people who I guess have it more worse and actually know about it, because it just takes time. Like people sometimes need somebody to talk to and just help them go through different, changes and different experiences and just situations that they've been through. Because in a way, we all have trauma in just different ways and different forms, and just having somebody to talk to, and just, not feeling like it's always all on you and you have to keep it in, whether you're, a mom, a parent, even just maybe an only child, like because I'm a sibling, I have an older sister, like even with that, or just, going into, college, or going into different phases in your life. So just, different things like that. And it doesn't have to, be in that form. Maybe just, be going to the gym. Just having that time, like that may be your therapy. Like that may be your way of just enjoying time. Just maybe like be a fitness person, or even, doing your hair, or putting on a set of matching pajamas, or wearing jewelry, going shopping, whether it's in person, online, or just sometimes for some people it's cleaning. That may be your form of self-care, or just, doing the small things that you enjoy to enjoy to do, and just taking the time for yourself, because self-care can be multiple different things, but whatever it is to you, that's your form of self-care. So to be honest, I don't know. I feel like obviously for my job I can't have nails, but when I used to get my nails done, like that used to be a form of self-care. I went to get like a little set of nails, getting my toes done. And just even when I go get my hair washed, like it just feels like so good, like when they massage in your head. Like just even that time, to just relax and not having to, do your hair and have somebody to, cater to you. Just having somebody to cater to you and cater to your needs, and just even going to a massage, to be honest, or maybe going, get a facial done. So I've been thinking about doing that. Go get a facial done. I'm seeing like so many things. I'm like, oh my gosh, like that. It just looks so good. I'm like, ooh, I need to go get me a facial done. Like, even also just go getting your lashes done. Maybe like, if you want to go do go to an event, or whatever you want to do. Maybe go get your makeup done. Have somebody, style you. Or just even catering to others, to be honest, can be your form of self-care, depending on exactly what that is for you, I guess. Even, to be honest, just like, having that form of self-care, it can be anything, to be honest. Whatever in your life, what self-care means to you, that's what self-care is. Because it's not the same for everyone. It may be hold on, let me think. It may be, relaxing, sipping a cup of wine, watching crime shows for somebody. And the other person, it can be, going out, or just going golfing. For instance, going golfing and have a day of shopping. That could be my form of self-care. So going out, staying in, self-care means different things for different people. So really, to be honest, going through the journey of, having self-love and going through self-care, it can be different things for different people in different situations and like, your life, whatever you're going through. But, the journey never stops. So just be patient. It's not gonna, it's not on a timeline. It can take years, it can take months. You never know, but the journey will always continue. So don't think of anything as your final destination. Obviously, you can have goals for yourself, but it's always going to continue, and it's always going to, maybe one day it may be worse, maybe one day be better, but just know and just have that mindset of it's never going to stop, So just take time and set aside for yourself to just take care of you and have a day for you, and it just be about you and what you want to do, what you love, and just taking care of yourself. Please take care of yourself, because you cannot give anything to anybody else before you take care of yourself. So I think that's really the message. You can't give anything to anybody else before you take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, and then you can go give something to somebody else. I think that's really the message. Take care of yourself, and it's been a good episode, and I hope you continue on this journey of self-exploration and just getting to know ourselves and having different perspectives on different situations, on whatever point of life we're in. So it's been a good time, and I'm Shelby Williams, and have a good one. I'm sorry, it took me a second to think about that. Have a good one, and we love you from WNC. What's Next Conversations. Y'all have a good one. Bye.